Anna Marie so very much, and just good morning to all of you. It is amazing to be in Nevada, and we are going to make Senator Bernard Sanders the 46th President of the United States of America. No doubt about that. You know, we've been traveling all day yesterday, and every single canvas launch that we've been to has been so exciting. Both people who live in this great state. And, you know, there's a song that says we get by with a little help from our friends. We got folks coming in from all over the country to help the great state. We are going to caucus, and we're going to make sure that our friends and our frenemies understand very clearly that in Senator Bernard Sanders, you have somebody that is fully committed, unflinching to the workaday people of this nation from all backgrounds, all identities. You know, anytime you have somebody that tells Wall Street, I'm coming for your greed, just straight up. We ain't gonna equivocate on this. I'm coming for you, baby. Fossil fuel industry, I'm coming for your greed. Pharmaceutical industry, I'm coming for your greed. Because for far too long, the everyday people of this nation, like you and like me, we have been programmed to think that we don't deserve nice things. I'm here to tell you, baby, that you do deserve nice things. You deserve nice things. And, you know, it's just kind of, I hope y'all see the play now, because Senator is kicking butt. We 2 for 2, baby. We're about to make it 3 for 3. But it's just amazing to me that you got folks on TV defending billionaires and stuff. I mean, what kind of world we living in? We don't need no defending. The everyday people, the workaday people of this nation, they are the ones that need defending. Or you got people on the stage hedging about whether or not we need Medicare for all, trying to scare our sisters and brothers in labor. I mean, if I said to you that what you are going to have through Medicare for all is better than what you have right now, and as unions, you can take that off the table and negotiate for salaries and other conditions. Senator Sanders made it very clear on that stage. You know, as he told Mr. Buttigieg, I got more labor support than you ever dreamed you would have. But he made it very clear to our sisters and brothers in labor that any Medicare for all plan is going to be better than what they have right now. He is committed to the House of Labor. He is committed to the workaday people of this nation. And you don't have to take Sister Turner's word for it. Just check the receipts, baby. We got receipts. You know, not these folks who just now, you know, they just kind of getting a clue. You know, where were they when Senator Bernard Sanders was fighting with our brothers and sisters at SEIU and the Fight for 15? Where were they when he introduced the Stop Bezos Act with Congressman Ro Khanna? Hello, somebody. Where were they? You know, it's not just what you say, but it's what you do. Now, you all know my mama was a preacher, and so I had to go to church 8 days a week myself. And so I often draw upon that experience. And there is a scripture in the Christian Bible that says that you will know the tree by the fruit that it bears. Now, in order for a tree to bear fruit, if I got any farmers, anybody that got a garden, you understand you got to plant and cultivate it, and it takes years after years after years after years after years. And Senator Bernie Sanders, we have somebody that, in the words of Dr. Cornel West, who's been a long-distance runner for justice, it takes a long time to cultivate and to raise up a mighty tree, a mighty oak tree, like Senator Bernie Sanders. So I say that to say this. It's not just about what you say, it's what you do. Senator Bernie Sanders was on the front lines with Fight for 15. And because of his efforts, he didn't wait until he got to the White House. He didn't wait until he started running for president. 400,000 of our closest family and friends got a minimum wage increase at Amazon and Disney. Hello, somebody. Now, if he can do that as a senator, imagine what he's going to do as number 46. Hello, somebody. You will know the tree by the fruit that it bears. Out of the 100 Democrats that were running for president last year.
Gotta give us seconds. Good morning, Mary. Good morning.
Now, the Walmart workers, follow me, could have asked anybody to go to the stakeholders meeting. But who did they ask? Senator Bernard Sanders. Yeah. You might want to know why they asked him to do that. I'm glad you asked. Because they know who the true champion of the workaday people are. And that's why they asked him to represent them at the stakeholders meeting. That is the kind of person. And while we're talking about that, over 6 million donations to this campaign.
Hey.
Who is the largest donor profession? Teachers. Hello, somebody. Trust teachers. We have teachers, we got nurses. We have our sisters and brothers who work at places like Amazon and Walmart and Target and the United States Postal Service.
Yeah.
They are all representative of millions of people across this country who do understand very clearly that there is only one person who is not going to play games when he gets there. Only one person who has decided that he is going to raise his money $18 at a time, not from special. You are his only special interest. Hello, somebody. You are his only special interest. He's not taking super PAC money. Hello, somebody. He has 0 billionaire donations. Hello, somebody. He running against folks on the stage that when they were in power, you know, talking to the Republicans about cutting Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. Hello, somebody. Woo. Oh, don't even get me started on Stop and Frisk. Don't even get me started on that. I'm trying to be good today, y'all. But, you know, some nerves. You know, so Mayor Bloomberg has the nerve to put President Obama in his commercials. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Stop and Frisk is a policy that he promoted and he advocated for. He was not a member of the legislature. He was not a member of the council. He was mayor of the city of New York, and he pushed forward a racist policy that hemmed up black men and brown men disproportionately. He is on record saying that white folks don't get stopped too much. And black and brown and minorities, he said, don't get stopped enough. Hello, somebody. And I'm not talking about 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 50 years ago. I'm talking about like almost yesterday. Wow. So when I say that you will know the tree by the fruit that it bears, that baby, that cuts both ways.
Yeah.
And it just boggles my mind. You get religion when you're running for president, when you could have been apologized for that. If you thought it was wrong, you would apologize a long time ago.
Yeah.
And then to ask people of color, particularly the black community, we just supposed to roll over because you apologized. Where is the repayment for the damage that you have done to our community? So you can apologize, but what comes with that apology? Even before, though, you start running for president. So we will know the tree by the fruit that it bears. Senator Bernie Sanders bears good fruit. From college years to his mayoral years to when he was in the House of Representatives to now as a senator, we know who the true champion is. That he doesn't go with the wind. He doesn't go with what is popular. He tells the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help him God. So Nevada, it's all on you. We need you to come through in this caucus now. Now what we're going to do, we're going to lift up Iowa. Hello, somebody. Our sisters and brothers in Iowa didn't deserve what happened to them. They did that. And we're going to lift up our sisters and brothers in New Hampshire. Now we rolling into Nevada, baby, and we're going to do this thing 3 for 3. Only all that we love is on the line. That's all. Nothing too big. That's it. That's all that we love. So when these people talk about policies too radical or how you going to pay for it, look, we're going to pay for these things, these nice things that you deserve, the same way we pay for a military budget.
Thank you.
We're going to pay for these nice things that you deserve in the same way that this country gives tax breaks in the trillions of dollars to billionaires in this country. That's how we're going to pay. We're going to pay for these nice things that you deserve by making sure that companies like Amazon do finally start to pay some federal taxes. We are a hegemon nation, so don't let these folks tell you that we don't have the money. We have the money. Now we need the will. And who's willing to go ham? Now, if you don't know what ham means, find the closest millennial and have them break that down for you. Because we do need somebody who's willing to go ham for the workaday people of this nation. In the 1930s, if I might, as I wrap this thing up, President FDR got into a tug of war with the elites of his day. He said that I welcome their hatred. He recognized that they hated him and said, baby, bring it on. I welcome it. In 1944, he proposed what was called the Economic Bill of Rights. And in the Economic Bill of Rights, the president talked about what the people of this nation deserve. That word, deserve, is vitally important. For our seniors, they deserve to retire in dignity, deserve education, deserve health care, deserve housing. In the 21st century, all Senator Bernie Sanders is doing is adding some enhancements to the 1944 Economic Bill of Rights. What's in his version, you ask? I'm glad you did. That we have an obligation to take care of Mother Earth, hence the Green New Deal. Hello, somebody. That we have an obligation to look critically at a legal system that is rotten and broken and racist to the core. We have an obligation to ensure that in the 21st century that we make investments in education, moving from the 20th century model to a 21st century model that says that we will look at pre-K to college or trade school. We adding that all in there, because what does that do for us? It makes us a more competitive nation. It is a social contract. It is an investment. It's our money. So when these politicians asking how you gonna pay for it and who the people will pay for it, it's our money. So if we decide that we're gonna have a social contract that says that college for all is at the top of the list, hello somebody. The Green New Deal is at the top of the list, hello somebody. Medicare for all, top of the list, hello somebody. Then that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, baby, we're gonna cancel that student loan debt. Now that same $1.6 trillion that President Trump gave to the wealthiest folks in this nation is the same amount that he could have used to cancel student debt if he wanted to, because it's about the same amount. Hello, somebody. So don't tell me what we don't have. It is interesting to me that even folks on the Democratic side who are running for president, people want to question when somebody stands up to say that the people on Main Street deserve a down payment, when we always bailing out Wall Street, but you want to question when we want to put a down payment on Main Street. There's something wrong with that. So we do have a champion in Senator Bernie Sanders. Now, I don't know if they told y'all when y'all came in here, you are in the revolution and you can't get out. Because Senator Sanders is going to need us even more when he takes the oath of office than he does right now. That's right. Our movement has to continue to move, and that is why he talks about this is not about me, this is about us. He is the only candidate that has a real movement behind him. He doesn't skip early states. He doesn't skip Nevada and then get on the debate stage. Hello, somebody. He understands that every state matters and every person in all of those states matter, and that we as a collective matter, and then when conscious-minded people from all walks of life get together, we put a little extra on our ordinary. Extraordinary things do happen, and that is what we are making to happen. I want you to know that if nobody has told you that you are special in this movement, you could have sat on your couch eating bonbons, cussing at the TV, but you decided to curse in the streets. Hello, somebody. You decided to take it to the streets. We mad as hell, but we taking it to the streets. And we're going to do it with a purpose. See, we angry with a purpose. Folks want to know, well, why are folks mad? Well, I'm glad you asked. If over the last 40 years or more, the material conditions of the working class people of this nation has not really changed. And we cannot measure the success of this nation based on the success of Wall Street. I want to know what is happening to Big Mama around the corner from me. And the babies of this nation. That is how we truly measure success. And when folks got to work 2 or 3 jobs just to make ends meet, you don't get a chance to live a high quality life and enjoy life. Something is wrong with that. When you have people who can't afford their prescription medications to maintain, sustain their life, something is wrong with that. When even you have insurance, you are still underinsured. As Dr. Victoria Dooley made it very clear, hell, we all underinsured, even if you got insurance, because you got to pay co-pays, deductibles, and premiums. And then we got a set of our sisters and brothers who don't have insurance at all. What kind of nation? How is it that we're going to let every other industrialized nation outdo us? They all have universal health care. Why can't we? So the naysayers need to get out of the way and let those of us who believe do the damn thing. Hello, somebody. So I'm feeling this thing. So let me close with this. We have a job to do, a mission. The Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said that we all can be great because we all can serve. You don't need a fancy title to serve. We are all servants. And what we are doing is making it right in our time and for generations to come. We do deserve nice things. And it would be one thing if we were a poor nation, but we are not a poor nation. So we can afford to lift the people up in this nation. That is not too much to ask. And I want you to believe that in your heart and in your mind, because if you continue to listen to these folks on national TV, they make it seem like this cannot be done. We deserve nice things. So number one, I believe that the creator of this universe has given us two hands, one to reach forward and one to reach back, lifting as we climb. We are our sisters and our brothers' keepers. Yep. I'm here to say to you, Nevada, that I want for your family what I want for my family. I want for your community what I want for my community. I want for your state what I want for the great state of Ohio. And we as Americans should want for other people's nations what we want for our own. Two hands. We are citizens of this nation, but we are citizens of the world. And what happens to one directly, as the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, happens to all indirectly. We are in this together. The world is a lot smaller. We are in this together. Number two, most importantly, we can't ask other folks to do more for us than we are willing to do for ourselves. This movement is about us doing for ourselves and aligning ourselves with a man whose consciousness is clear. He cannot be bought. He cannot be sold. He stands strong. I don't know if you all remember, a few months ago, Senator Sanders said these words, and I'm paraphrasing them. He said, "I've cast many lonely votes. I felt alone many times, but I don't feel alone anymore." That is because of people like you. He's a visionary, and he understands that this is not just about defeating President Trump, the worst president in modern history. And the reason why I say modern history, this is Black History Month, so I think my ancestors might have something to say about the worst president ever. You know, that's another lesson for another day. But he is the worst president in modern history. Senator understands you got to have vision too, because once we defeat President Trump, what is your vision for the nation? That is important. Those two things go hand in hand. Now, so two hands, one to reach forward, one to reach back. Number two, we can't ask other folks to do more for us than we're willing to do for ourselves. And lastly, in the words of my grandmother, now my grandmother was born in 1915. She was hailed from the South. She could not read or write. That's a lesson for another time. But sisters, she could count her money. She kept her money in the Southern Ladies Bank and Trust. When I asked my grandmother what did it take to be successful in life, she said, "My dear granddaughter, all you need are the three bones. I want to leave you with grandma's three bones, the wishbone, the jawbone, and the backbone." She said, the wishbone will keep you hoping and praying because hope is the motivator, but the dream is the driver. The jawbone will give us courage to speak truth, the power to lift our voices. You see, sisters and brothers, titles are good, but purpose is better. Said the most important bone of them all, though, is the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious bone, and that is the backbone. Because the backbone will keep us standing through all of our trials and our tribulations. And in this life, we're going to go through some stuff. But we can't have a testimony without a test. And we are being tested to determine whether or not we got the fortitude to do what is right in our time. Do we have the courage to bump back against powerful forces that will deny us the common everyday things that we need in this nation? Do we have the courage to stand up for somebody that we do not know? Yes. Do we have the courage to dream a bigger dream and then to put forth that dream? Yes. Do we have the courage to believe that in our time we deserve nice things? Yes. Do we have the courage to come together with conviction and stand up for what is right and speak out against what's wrong? Yes. Do we have the courage for transcendence in this nation? Yes. And do we have the courage to make Senator Bernard Sanders the 46th president of the United States of America? Talking all the world. Hello, somebody.
crosswalk, eh?
Yes.